I want to share my screen with you guys because I want to tell you guys about what happened with Brianna Wu, who is a racist. Brianna Wu is a full-on Zionist now, like openly bragging about it. Like, I'm a proud Zionist. And like literally doing propaganda on behalf of the ADL. Okay. Do any of you guys know who she is before I go into this further? Do any of you guys know who Brianna Wu is? Let me know in here. They are occupying the USA too. You got that right. All right, so let's go into my Twitter. Yeah. Okay, so just some quick background really quick on Brianna Wu. She is, yes, she first became prominent after Gamergate. That's the only reason why anyone knows who she is. I don't think anybody knew who she was prior to that. And then she just talks a lot on Twitter. So she gets a lot of followers or whatever from that, or got a lot of followers from that. She always has been known as a progressive, as like somebody who was on the left, somebody who was like leftist, whatever. Okay. She's a trans woman. And I guess some people have asked, like, why is her last name Wu? Because she's white. She is a white woman. She's married to an Asian guy. Drac Damage, do a stream with Jake Shields. I would do one with him. Get him to get on with me. I would do it. I'm open to doing a stream with anyone, honestly. Yeah, she's married to a Chinese man. Okay. I didn't know what country he was from, but in any event, that doesn't matter. Some people have been giving her shit for like just like having like an Asian husband, which to me is weird. Like, don't comment on people's marriages. Like, that's just awful. But yeah, she's the executive for Jenks Pack Rebellion Pack. Which yikes. I've told you guys before, I love Jank and I watched TYT for a long time, but the fact that she's still working at Rebellion Pack, bro, we need to do some evaluating here. Like, that's embarrassing. To protest is yeah, it's gross. So she's a horrible person, okay? Let me show you guys this and how embarrassing it is. Okay, so I actually posted this on my Twitter the other day to show that she used to be pro-Palestinian. This is her, okay? It's hard to get a home in Boston or San Francisco, but imagine how much harder it would be if Boston itself were shrinking rapidly. This is a map of the loss of Palestinian land since the creation of Israel. Okay? So that was her a couple years ago in 2021. People have been asking what happened. I will tell you what happened. She started getting paid by Zionists. Okay, that's what happened. Keep your eyes on the fake pier. Yeah, didn't it float away, the fake pier? I don't know. Someone just wrote something about TYT, and I don't know why this happens in like every single one of my streams. Somebody being like, oh, well, I don't like TYT. Like, that's okay. You don't have to. But I'm not going to argue about TYT every single time I do a stream, guys. Yeah, the pier literally floated away. But I don't want to get distracted. You guys need to see this epic embarrassment of Brianna Wu. So basically what happened with Brianna Wu is that she basically decided that she was willing to sell out every progressive principle that she had, every leftist principle she had, in order to shill for Zionists. Like, that's what she's doing. She literally was speaking at an ADL conference not that long ago. Before you know it, she'll be working for APAC. Like, she is a full-ass grifter, okay? Understand that. She is a full-ass grifter. Okay. So that's the story with her. So Briahna Joy Gray is a political commentator. She's Black. She used to work for Bernie. She worked for Bernie Sanders' 2020 campaign, I think, as his press secretary. So recently, Briahna Joy Gray was on a panel where she was defending the Palestinians and she was defending their right to resist and their right to existence. And Brianna Wu decided that she was going to jump in her ass and assert herself into this conversation with Briahna Joy Gray because Briahna Joy Gray kept getting attacked by the Zionists who were allegedly the moderators on the panel. Like, they were supposedly the moderators on the panel, but they were personally attacking Briahna Joy Gray and basically being racist. Like, they called her DEI Barbie, like being super racist. Yes, Bri is on the Hill. She's one of the Hill moderators or whatever you would call it. Reporters, anchors. Okay. So let's see if I can just search her and it would come up. Okay. So she started attacking Bri, right? Host, thank you. This guy, Constantine Kissine, was one of the moderators on this panel with Briahna Joy Gray and said, no one cares about your race, Brianna. This isn't Harvard. Because she went to Harvard, after he called her DEI Barbie. Like, straight up racism, like not even trying, not even fronting, just straight up anti-Blackness. And then Brianna Wu tweeted this: I'm not rooting for deaths. I have called for ceasefire repeatedly, blah, 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 blah. But I'm also smart enough to understand that just because something is bad, it's not genocide. Yeah, because she's denying that there's a genocide happen when it's like right in front of all of our faces. The truth is, you're a liar and you misinform your audience. You're morally load arguments because you can't win with the truth. You don't deserve the opportunities our country has given you. You are you are more entitled than any white man I have ever met. Ooh, what? What? Like, actual just straight up racism, like straight up anti-Black racism. She's saying, and let me explain to you guys who don't live in the United States why what she said was anti-Black and racist, okay? Because she just said, you don't deserve the opportunities our country has given you. Acting like it was a favor that Briahna Joy Gray has had success in her life. Like, the reason why she's had success in her life is because if you've ever watched her, she's a very smart woman, whether you agree with her or not. And I've had many times that I didn't agree with Briahna Joy Gray because I felt like she was pandering to the right wing. I felt like she was pandering to MAGA. And so I haven't agreed with her on everything. But she's a smart woman. And she's a good debater. And she comes up with really good points. And she went to freaking Harvard. Not because she's DEI Barbie, but because she's smart. Like, I think she got a law degree. And so she earned those things. And yes, Black people were the ones who built the United States. And Black people have been in the United States since the beginning. Like, obviously, no one's indigenous to the United States except for indigenous peoples. But as far as when, like, the colonizers started to come, they brought with them people they enslaved from Africa. So Black people have been in this country for a very, 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 very long time. So this whole, the United States has given you, given who? Given who? That's usually what they say to immigrants when they want to be racist toward immigrants. They'll say, the United States, you don't even agree. You don't even appreciate what we've given you, which is actually kind of an ironic racist thing to say because immigrants usually are super patriotic. Like, at least for me, the people that I've met, most people that I've met who are immigrants here, and I live in New York City, I've met a lot of immigrants in my life, okay, since living in New York City. They're usually pretty patriotic. They usually love the United States, often more times, like more than people who were born here. So this whole what the United States has given you is already super racist. But to say it to a Black woman who is an American, it's just like, you're not even trying. It's just white supremacy. Like, and yes, you're correct. Her podcast is called Bad Faith. It's just insane. It's insane. So then she's all, what are the other ones? Oh, I don't think she blocked me yet. Hold on, let me see. No, she didn't block me yet. She probably will though. Wow. Oh, it's still going. This was 38 minutes ago, you guys. 38 minutes. 38 minutes ago. And this is still going. Wow. After Brianna Joy Gray lost her debate, she accused everyone of being racist again and then wished a fiery death, not just on all her other guests, but everyone in the building. Unhinged. Yesterday, I said her personality belonged in a carnival freak show. That was way too kind. Someone wrote, Brianna, you are the people you used to fight. Just own it, you bigot. I'm sorry. Where's the lie? Where's the lie? I'm not. I'm on the exact same side. No, you're not. You're a lunatic. 10 years ago, it was Gamergate harassing the shit out of everyone with a different opinion. Today, it's the fringe left sending death threats. Are you kidding me? I get death threats all the time from Zionists. She calls herself a proud Zionist. I literally get death threats from Zionists every single day. All the time. I am so tired of the Zionist victim complex. This is Brianna Wu, who is an alleged progressive and has been an alleged on the left for a long time and has decided that she's going to work for the Zionists, basically. Sending mobs after them and acting like sexist, bigoted assholes. You are the ones who have become the thing you used to fight. I like how she's calling other people bigots. She's calling other people bigots after she said racist ass shit to Brianna Joy Gray. I used to roll my eyes when conservatives would accuse leftists of being obsessed with race. But after all the weird nonsense that they've said about my interracial marriage, I'm starting to think they have a point. Why are you psycho? You know what's amazing? This is a why I left the left routine. Okay? That's what this is. Right now, what you guys are watching is her arc. Okay? So she's calling out what you guys are watching, what we're all watching is her arc going from progressive to right-wing Zionist and grifter in a very short amount of time. Usually the arc from I'm on the left to right-wing grifter is a little bit longer. Like Rave Dubin, Tim Pool, their arc was a little bit longer. Hers, yeah, exactly. Female Dave Rubin, for real though. Her arc was very short. Very short. It went from I understand the plight of the Palestinians to all leftists are trash and they're obsessed with race and they hate my interracial marriage and they are defending terrorists and calling Brianna Joy Gray racist names. Like it happened extremely quickly, very quickly. Also, what they always do too is Rave Dubin. Yeah, sorry, I call him Rave Dubin. Who did I get that from? I feel like, yep, every accusation is a confession. I think I got Rave Dubin from Kyle Kolensky. I think he was the one who said it first and I got it from him because I thought it was funny. Because it is funny. She's in favor of the establishment, blah, 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 far right. Yeah, I'm just so tired of it. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, and the reason why you always see this on the right, in case anybody is wondering, is because it's very lucrative to be on the right. It's not lucrative to be on the left. Like, they'll try to make that happen and go, oh, left is George Soros. But like, really, there is no money on the left. And the reason for that is because the left usually advocates for reins on corporate power, for taxing billionaires, things that people with money don't like. So there's not really money getting poured into the left the way there is tons of money getting poured into the right. Unless, we're talking about Israel and Zionism, and then it doesn't matter if you're on the right or on the left. You will get tons of money from the Zionist lobby. Yeah, I mean, she's just a total hack. But you're right. But you know what? She can try to get cute with all of this and say like racist shit to Briahna Joy Gray, but the right wing is never going to accept her. They're never going to accept her because she's trans. And the right wing hates trans people. So you'll be able to make a lot of money off this grift, but they're never going to accept you. They might use you as a pawn. They might like using you as a pawn the way they use Candace Owens as a pawn. But guess what? As soon as Candace Owens did something they don't like, in her case criticizing Israel, they dropped her. They dropped her real fast. Yeah, 100%. My favorite thing is, I know, saying Soros is behind the pro-Palestinian demonstrations, which Lamau. Yeah, you guys saw that, remember, when like Joe Scarborough and all the clowns over on mainstream media were accusing George Soros in Iran and places like that of being behind the campus protests, and then it actually came out that it was just like a random Jewish woman, like no one famous, just like a random family that was supporting some of the people because they believed in the cause. It is so embarrassing. Brianna Wu. Oh, this is good. This is good. This is good. Max Blumenthal wrote, Brianna Wu, a white Zionist lady who tacitly impersonates an Asian, is lying about us and is engaged in actual information warfare. Iran is not funding leftist news. No, that's true. Iran is not funding it. She's a liar. Now, do I think that there are factions on the left that are way too obsessed with identity politics, whether it's race, gender, whatever? Yeah, there are. Yeah, of course there are. There are people that do try to make everything about identity politics. However, so does the right. The right's whole identity is white grievance. So let's just be for real. If we're going to criticize the left for their problem with identity politics, then we should criticize the right too, because their whole shtick is white grievance and identity politics. The right wing doesn't have a coherent ideology without white grievance identity politics. Okay. And then she wrote, Max can't dispute the story of the gray zones links to Iran, which I have linked below. No, you didn't. So like all watermelon freaks, I like how she thinks it's cute to call people watermelon freaks. You're not cute. You're not cute. He insults the person telling the truth. Buddy, even if I were wearing I don't even know what that means. Cheongsam. Does anybody know what that is, chat? What does that mean? What is chat? Tell me what this means. And getting Ollie London levels of plastic surgery to look Chinese. Oh, it must be like a Chinese garment or something. It would have jack shit to do with gray zone being linked to the you dishonest anti-American degenerate. Oh my gosh. I don't know, Sandra, because I think that she's married to a Chinese guy. Degenerate, anti-American, LOL. And then awkwardly, she's tagging her husband in it. How awkward. You're tagging your husband in your bullshit. I also like how I really don't want this to get lost. It is nearly impossible to gain civil rights in a democracy when you associate your cause with a bunch of fringe left ideas. My Twitter feud with Brianna Joy Gray made Haaretz.com. They are calling it the war of the Briannas. Okay. Okay, so here's some of the things too that yeah, she just can't stop kicking herself. Like, he identifies as pro-Israel identity politics, substituting an analysis for the material reality. Facts. Facts. Okay, so then she's like, this is like part of what was going on with her and Brianna. Okay. She's like, oh, these are the screenshots from the article. I was looking to see. Oh, here it is. So Brianna responded back from her thing where she was saying, you don't deserve the opportunities that you get in this country. And Brianna responded back, you are even more entitled. Okay. The racism is loud. True. For the record, this country didn't give me opportunities. My ancestors fought for them, including in the Civil War. Just part of why I relate to and support the Palestinians' fight for self-determination, which is a really good response. Yeah. They always act like everything was just given to Black people. Like every single war Black people fought in, including in the Civil War, and they were at the forefronts of all the different types of liberation. Like you act like it was just like given to you, that like the white slaveholders were just like, here you go. Like, it's just so embarrassing. And then because Brianna Wu had written, I'm not rooting for deaths. I've called for a ceasefire repeatedly. Oh, yeah. I already read that to you guys. Never mind. And then Brianna Wu. Oh, so that's the thing. What they do is they say some shit that's racist. And then when you call it out, like Brie calls it out, she says she's obsessed with race. Well, bro, you were the one who brought it up. If you want to fight again today, I've got time for you, Brianna. She thinks she's really cute. You are entitled, which is why you stormed out of the event with Constantine Christen, the really unprofessional moderator that was supposedly moderating this event. You accuse people of being racist constantly, and yet you are one of the most open anti-Semites on the left. Okay, those are two lies. I followed Brianna for a while, Brianna Joy Gray. And even when I disagreed with her, she has never been like that. Like, she's not one of these people that's always calling everyone racist. No, she doesn't. She calls people out for being racist when they're being racist. Okay. And also she's like, you're the most open anti-Semite. Right. Except for that's not going to work anymore. Okay? Because that's what they do to everyone. If you defend the Palestinians' right to self-determination or you defend their humanity, they call you an anti-Semite. That's it. If you defend the Palestinians' right to defend themselves and for their humanity, you are called an anti-Semite. That's what they do. That's always what they do. She has to call me a racist because she can't engage with any of the arguments you're making. What arguments? You're not making any arguments. She morally exaggerates the language because she can't defend her beliefs on the merits, except for she did. But she did, though. If her personality were a physical thing, it would be displayed at the Carnival Freak Show. You thought you did something there, didn't you? You thought you did something there, didn't you? It is literally insane that I'm one of like 4 progressives willing to say that the political project of trying to ethnically cleanse Israel needs to die. What? Maybe the reason why you're one of only 4 people saying that is because you made it up. Who's saying that? Again, this is the projection that we're always talking about. This is the every accusation is a confession that we're always talking about, the projection. Israel's stated claim is to ethnically cleanse the Palestinians off of their land. That is the claim. That is the goal of the Israelis. But then she turns around and pulls out the whole gaslight plugs the gaslight into the switch, and then goes, I'm one of the only progressives willing to say that Israel shouldn't be ethnically cleansed. Who? Where? That's not a thing. That's literally not a thing. No one said that. No one has ever said that. And no one has done that. Your side has done that. Has talked about it. Has bragged about it. But we're supposed to pretend that this is a thing? What? How? It really is unhinged, Amor. It really is. It's really unhinged. Like, this is talking to yourself. Just making shit up. No one said that. Making shit up, taking things that nobody said, and then projecting the ethnic cleansing and genocidal project that the Israeli regime is doing to the Palestinians and projecting that onto the Palestinians. Now, remember, guys, in this tweet, a couple years ago, someone's knocking on my door. Hold on. Hopefully it's not a Zionist. Maybe it's Hamas. Okay. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying a second ago? Mainstream media blames the victims, the Palestinians. Yep. Trump was the best. But wait, Trump was the best at what? Okay. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Okay. You guys will remember that it was the tweet I showed you guys earlier, that it was 2021 when she was saying and acknowledging that Israel had ethnically cleansed the Palestinians and taken all their land, and that their land kept shrinking more and more and more. Right. And now she's saying this. It's not their land. They were not ethnically cleansed from it. And exaggerating what happened in 1948 does not make it true. Here is the truth. Britain promised that same land to the used to be Judea to two people, Israel and the Palestinians, and tensions arose. Palestinians, encouraged by nearby Arab nations, started the war in 1948 and lost badly because Israel was secretly gathering arms because they expected to be attacked. That's how, but how does she get to just say shit like this that is so inaccurate? Like it ain't no thing. Like, just saying shit that's inaccurate like it ain't no thing. It was the plan from the beginning to ethnically cleanse the Palestinians. There was a guy, and I'm forgetting his name. If one of you guys remember his name and you know who I'm talking about, put in the chat. He was a foreigner. I think he was from Switzerland, and he came over to Israel to be a negotiator between the two, and he got murdered by the Israelis because they, from the beginning, did not want peace, and they wanted to just steal the land. Quiet, dogs. So infuriated with this narrative. I've been dealing with them for decades. First of all, thank you, O'Day, for the super chat. I appreciate you as usual. But also, when I can't even imagine, like, I think about that sometimes, O'Day, where like I'm like, I can't believe that you guys have been having to deal with this for decades. Like, the next level gaslighting, just next level gaslighting. Nakba truther. Oh my gosh. It actually is really heartbreaking that you guys have had to deal with that for as long as you have. Folk Bernadotte. Is that who it was? Hold on. Folk Bernadotte. Yes. Thank you. Who just gave me that? Who told me that? Who said Folk Bernadotte? Carl Whitehead. Thank you for saying that. That you're correct. That's who I was thinking of. Folk Bernadotte. Folk Bernadotte. Okay, so let's finish reading this tweet by this liar and then we'll get to it. All of this is just true. You can exaggerate every single one in the history and morally front load it, but like that's not what actually happened. Okay. So that's what she said. Obviously a lie. And I want to show you guys this guy real quick. Folk Bernadotte. Okay, so this is the guy that I was thinking of. Wait. That's complete bullshit. Some the Egyptian army and the Ukraine first. Exactly. She's literally just saying shit. Like, so we can just make shit up, you know? Yeah, also you have to be kind of some kind of sociopath to be like blaming the Palestinians for the Nakba. Like, okay, he was a Swedish-born nobleman and diplomat in World War II. He negotiated the release of about 450 Danish Jews, 30,000 non-Jewish prisoners from nations from Nazi German Theresienstadt. I don't know how to say that, concentration camp. Okay, so he was a diplomat. He negotiated getting people released from concentration camps in the Holocaust. After the war, he was unanimously chosen by the United Nations Security Council mediator in the Arab-Israeli conflict of 47-48. He was assassinated in Jerusalem in 1948 by the paramilitary Zionist group Lehi while pursuing his official duties. Okay? So I don't know what the hell Brianna Wu is talking about or like whatever shit she's like making up or whatever. But like, I had a feud with a liberal Zionist for 2 to 4 years. And at this point he tried to paint me as a raging anti-Semite. Yeah, literally though. It's just everything is anti-Semitic to them. But like, okay, so as she just like making shit up and just like rewriting history about what happened during the Nakba, it's like none of them want to talk about this. How come none of them want to talk about this guy? Like, we're just going to pretend that he wasn't assassinated by the Zionists for trying to deal with negotiations? No? Okay. It's so ridiculous. Boycott Germany in the 1930s. And then she said, it's so obvious that if egos weren't involved, it could be solved in 2 seconds. You don't say? Like, she's acting like she's dropping all these like truth bombs on everyone. It's kind of amazing. The central problem in Israel-Palestine is the fever dream of conquering Israel and ethnically cleansing the Jews there. This is just a ridiculous lie and delusion, and ignores everything that the Israeli army and government has been doing to the Palestinians for decades. She's claiming that it's just the Palestinians. They're just so damn delusional and they won't let go of this from the river to the sea thing. But if they were to just lay down their arms, then they would get a state. Like, this is psychotic, okay? Because it doesn't matter what the Palestinians do. The Zionists have made it clear that they want everything from the river to the sea, that they want all the Palestinians gone, that they want them ethnically cleansed off the land permanently so they can build hotels in Gaza or whatever the fuck. So this idea that it's just the Palestinians and if they would just put down their arms, then there would be peace is such a lie. It's such a lie. It's also an Islamophobic lie because the underlying current of that is that Arabs are just violent. They're not civilized. You could never negotiate with the Palestinians because they're just such barbarians. Like, that is what that is. Real talk? Let's not. Because why do I have a feeling that it's not going to be so real? You guys get the picture of what I'm saying here? Okay? Like how much of a grifter she is. Like, this is a full grift. This is a full grift. Brianna Joy Gray wrote, I've been ignoring this goofy broad because I couldn't for the life of me figure out why she's relevant. I mean, fair point. Fair point. Why is she relevant? Why? But she's a good example of where your hateful, genocidal, Islamophobic ideology gets you. Keep rooting for the mass murder of children, you murderous freak. I mean, where's the lie? Where's the lie? It's not genocide. It's a conventional war. Civilians die, and which is tragic, which is why it's unwise to start them. Again, it's not a war. It's not a war. It's a genocide. She did a poll. That's pathetic. That is so pathetic. Oh, thank you so much, Sar, for the super chat. Oh, wait. I think SAR is the currency? Your SA. Is SAR the currency? SA. Anyway, thank you, SA, for the super chat. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for contributing to the Palestinian cause more significantly. Oh, that's really sweet. From a violent Arab. Yeah, it's really sad. Like, that's how they talk about you, guys. She and the son of Hamas are twins in stupidity. Oh, it's Saudi currency. Okay, okay. Thank you for clarifying that. I didn't know what that was. I am not a very educated person. Thank you, guys. You guys are educating me a lot. Real. Is that how you say the currency? Real, or is it real? Anyway, thank you, Saw. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate the super chat and your kind words. Hey, if you guys missed the son of Hamas, we can always do another video on him. We can always do another video on him. No, I just wanted to, the reason why I wanted to go over this thing with Brianna, which is pathetic that she did a poll. Who's better, me or Brianna Joy Gray? Like, how sad is that? Is because I just want you guys to, be reminded, because I know a lot of you already know, the anatomy of a hack, the anatomy of a grifter. Because she starts out 2 years ago saying that Palestine was taken from the Israelis, and now she's full on excusing murder of children, denying the genocide in Gaza, and rewriting history about the Nakba and the history of Palestine. Like, full ass, like, all the way to the other side of the pendulum. All the way to the other side of the pendulum for a paycheck. Let's not get that twisted, okay? Let's not get that twisted. She is getting paid by the Zionists. And I know that because I saw her speaking at the ADL. She wasn't doing that shit for free. The ADL is a garbage organization. Garbage. Would you get Greg Stoker on the show? I don't know who that is, but I would. I'm very open to having people and yeah, Amor, they 100% are. And going on anybody's show if they invite me. Usually anyone who invites me on their show, I'll go on, even if I don't like them. because I do not mind arguing with people. The only thing I don't like is when people speak over people. They try to use that as a not cute debate tactic, just yelling over people, because then you can't hear anybody. And that's always what the Zionists do. I think she's doing it because it pays better. Being a progressive, as I've said, doesn't really pay. She's probably making nothing in Rebellion PAC. Like, she's not going to get paid a lot of money. And there is no, like, dark money Palestinian. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing we get, like, people on the left who are, like, pro-Palestinian is the kind donations of, like, people like Saw, who just gave me a super chat, or people who join our Patreons or Ko-Fi. Like, those are the only things we get from, like, regular people. There's no, like, dark money billionaire that's, like, pro-Palestinian. Like, it's not a thing on the left. It's just not a thing. All the money is always on the right and always with the Zionists, because they have their values align as far as capital accumulation and corporatism, which is something that the left doesn't align with. And that's the reason why leftists don't make money. I wonder if nobody calls son of Hamas. Yeah, right, Mohammed, for real though. Oh, TK. So TK just wrote, you and Rathbone should talk together. Let me tell you something really quick about Rathbone, okay? He blocked me. I would talk to Rathbone. I would, because I used to watch his content. Like, I liked his content. And but he did not like me calling him out one time. Okay. So yeah, he didn't like that. I called him out. In fact, I wouldn't even call it a call out. I would call it a call in. Okay. I called him in because he went out of his way. I'm telling you guys. So basically, there was this whole kerfuffle on TikTok because one of the Palestinian creators named Salma had called him out for going to Qatar and doing all of this like stuff. And it wasn't even calling just him out. She was calling out the whole project of being like, why aren't you inviting pro-Palestinians to speak on this? Like, that was her point. It was kind of what we were talking about earlier. No, Cello, I did not block him. I never blocked him. He blocked me. So basically she was just calling out like the whole project. Like, why didn't you guys invite Palestinians to talk about it? And it was kind of like the same thing I was saying earlier to you guys. Like, everybody speaks for Palestinians or is always trying to say what Palestinians should do about their land and about their autonomy, instead of asking Palestinians, hey, what do you think about this conflict? What do you think should happen in Gaza? Like, ask Palestinians. So she had called him out, and then he made a video like attacking her. I mean, maybe attacking is too strong of a word, but he made a response video like calling her out back and giving her shit for saying that. And so he got backlash. He got backlash for basically being an asshole, for like calling her out when she is Palestinian. So no, bro, like, you're not going to step on the voice of a Palestinian woman for calling this out. Like, that's just embarrassing. Okay. So when Palestinians are talking, we should be listening. So this isn't hard. Okay. So then a little bit later, like, that kind of blew over, right? And then a little bit later, there were Palestinians asking him in his lives, and other people that were working on these movements, people that were creating and working on the movement for the Operation Watermelon to try to gain attention to the people that were trying to evacuate from Gaza, asked him to speak on it. And he got all kind of tooed, like unnecessary tooed. He was like, he was acting all popular. It was like embarrassing. He was like, I don't know why you think I owe you anything or why I have to speak out. I don't exactly remember exactly what he said, but it was very pompous and very like, he was acting like he was famous. Like, he was like some like famous actor. He was like, I don't owe you anything on my platform, and I don't have to talk about anything with you losers, liberals. Like, literally calling like pro-Palestinian people who were trying to advocate for Palestine. And I guess made the mistake of thinking he would be an ally in that, of asking him to speak out on it. And his response was to mock the people trying to push this initiative and call them liberals. That's fucked up. That's not cute. That's not cute. You're not an actor, bro. You're not Jeff or Zekanophilus or whatever the fuck that actor's name is. I don't even know his name, but you're not him, okay? And be okay with some constructive criticism. So I made a video about that because it was so pompous and it was so rude to the people that were trying to get him to speak out about Palestine, right? And so I made a video on that, trying to do it like a call-in, right? Like that's how I was trying to make it. I was saying like, I even like preface it with like, I really like Rathbone's content and I think he does good educational content. But for you to get on this platform and constantly ask people to join your Patreon, which he did in every single one of his videos, which I understand. Like, I wasn't even hating on that. I get that, like, if you're on the left like he is, you're not getting paid any big money. So you need to rely on small dollar donors. But what bothered me about him doing that is that when he was asked by fellow comrades who were pro-Palestinian to speak out about Operation Watermelon or some of the initiatives that pro-Palestinian people were doing, he got all popular and was like, fuck off. Like that was like his whole attitude. So yeah, I didn't think that was cute. I don't think it's very comrade-like, especially if a lot of your content is about Gaza, and a lot of his content at this time was about Gaza. And he blocked me. Like I made it, I tagged him in it so that he would see the video and see the call-in, and he blocked me. So that's the story with Rathbone. That's what happens. People don't like to be called in. Like I would even get it if I had been like a total bitch to him or something, you know? Like if I had been like, fuck you should be canceled. But like, I wasn't. I, like I said, made the mistake of thinking that like he actually cared about any kind of community building on the left or like, you know, trying to help each other out with these initiatives. And that was a mistake on my part. He clearly didn't. Thus why he never addressed it. He never apologized and he just blocked me. Yeah, B-Son's account did get banned on TikTok, but thankfully they restored it within a day. It got like a ton of backlash. Yeah, you're right, Silver. There aren't that many. Yeah, I try to follow as many Palestinians accounts as I can as well. Yeah, you're right, O'Day. I should ask Selma to come on. Selma's great. Salma is one of the people that I started following shortly after October 7th to learn about Palestine, to learn about Gaza. Because I was like so uneducated and didn't really know what was going on. So I followed a bunch of Palestinian creators and just started listening to what they were saying. Oh, I would love to debate Brianna Wu. I would love to debate Brianna Wu. But guys, you would have to like, when it comes to people like Brianna Wu or something, you would have to like get them to agree to debate me because she has a bigger platform than me. Why? I don't know. What does she do besides show for Zionists? I don't know. But like, she actually has the bigger platform. So if I want to like talk to someone, it's likely they would have to agree to talk to me or agree to have me on because I'm the one with the smaller platform. So I have less leverage. But yes, I would definitely debate her. Oh yeah, they're always cracking down on any of that stuff. Yeah, so in conclusion, she's just terrible. She's so terrible. Oh, that's what I wanted to read this last one before. Okay. She wrote, this was her original debris. I'm not rooting for deaths. I've called for a ceasefire repeatedly and support our president's efforts in a ceasefire. What efforts? I also strongly publicly stood against Rafah, but I'm smart enough to understand that just because something is bad doesn't mean it's a genocide. And then she also wrote, because Brie wrote, a lying Zionist, who would have thought? And she wrote, just say Jew, Brianna. It would have been the first honest thing to come out of your mouth ever. Because again, the endless bad faith. The endless bad faith. They're always trying to conflate Zionism with being Jewish. It's not. They're always trying to conflate it. They try to conflate Zionism with Judaism, say that when you say you're anti-Zionist, that means you're anti-Jewish. They lie, they lie, they lie, they lie, they lie. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap it up now. I've been on for 2.5 hours. First, I want to say exactly, Abed, most Zionists are Christian. Fact. So when they say, when you say Zionists, you just mean Jew. No, actually, most Zionists are Christians. It's a fucking ideology. It's an ideology. I just want to see your reaction when you did say. Yes, I know, guys. That's why I want to go on Pierce But Hamas Morgan. Thank you, Hassan. Okay, so first, thank you, Cello, first time streamer with me. Yes, we were on for about 2.5 hours. I will say this. If you guys want to see me on a podcast with somebody else, the best thing to do would be to ask their chat or to ask them on Twitter, because it's likely they have a bigger platform than me, so they'd be the ones to have to agree. I'm open to talking to anybody. And the other thing is to say thank you for joining me on this live. I had a great time with you guys. I always do. You always make me laugh. And good night, Hassan. And of course, always thank you to everybody who gave me super chats. You guys are the reason why I can even do this. It's because of your support. So I appreciate so much anybody who donated and gave a super chat during this. And if you can, join my Ko-Fi. The link is in my YouTube, and become a member at my Ko-Fi, which is like Patreon. Thank you, Mouthy. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you. And I appreciate all of you guys. I feel grateful that you guys have my back, because I get attacked a lot. So knowing that you guys have my back, it's really nice. I appreciate all of you. I would go on door too. I would talk to George Galloway. Just, tell them to let me on. Let me in, coach. All right. So I'm going to get going, and I love you too, O'Day. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for joining the live, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Okay. I'm going to be going live on Thursday at 4 p.m. 4 on Thursday, guys. So, I'll see you guys on Thursday. Love you all. Free Palestine.